All right, everyone. So, former TNA president Scott D'Amore revealed a text that he received from Triple H um, about Jordan Grace before WWE's Royal Rumble. So, he said this on a podcast. One of the last things I get before leaving for the Jericho Cruise is a text from Triple H, which was just like, "Hey, I know you might be out of touch this weekend. Just wanted you to know we finalized this, this, and this. Everything's good, just how we discussed. Have a safe trip, have fun." And that is just so freaking cool. That's just how wrestling a lot of times hasn't been. A lot of times it have been like, oh, he's gone, he's at the sea. We can do whatever we want to do now and really screw some people over, but it just wasn't. And not that I expected that they would ever do any of that stuff, that they would do anything underhanded, but even just to take the time when you're that busy to say, hey, I know he's going to be possibly out of touch for a few days. I want him to leave knowing we're all good. All these things that we have said are fine, it's done, you're going to be really happy with. And I was. So, this is, because there's a lot of talk about how Triple H is doing. These are the little things I think that are going to be able to take WWE to, the next step, right? Because you got to remember, as with any company, you have that initial period of when you start, right? So when Vince first takes over the company, getting it from that initial point until, where it was just a few years ago, that takes a certain type of person, that takes a certain mentality. Right now, it doesn't mean you have to have a certain mentality to be the only one to do it, but what you have to overcome is pretty tough. And I know obviously WWE existed in a sense, right, before Vince McMahon took over, but it didn't exist in the same sense that it exists now, right? That's even though it existed, it wasn't like it is now, right? It wasn't this national deal. So now we get to the point where Triple H is in charge. And I think Triple H gets a lot better probably than Vince did. He understands these little things, right? This just, if you're a boss or you're on the board or whatever, if you're part of TKO, whatever it is, and you're hearing this, you know that you have the right guy in charge because he's not just doing a good job with getting these deals done, but he's making sure that that door is open again and again and again and again. He's making sure that every transaction between the WWE and another person is coming out to the point where they go, oh, I actually, the WWE is great. And we heard about this with CM Punk talking about people taking time off and all of that. All of this is making the company a lot different than it once was. And I think it's going to attract, continue to attract, I should say, more stars. I think stars are going to be happier. They're going to stay longer. They're going to be healthier because they have the ability to do it now, right? They have the money, they have the depth of talent. They can do stuff like this without having to, worry about are they going to exist anymore if they can't get this person to, work X amount of matches. So I just think this is such a great story. And if you're a fan of WWE, read this again because this is just so, so awesome. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.